Democrats are desperately trying to get Jill Stein out of the race. Do you guys remember Jill Stein? Remember her? I mean, you know, she was on the scene back in 2016, and she was really fighting tooth and nail, and she and Bernie kind of had some things in common because they were getting shoved aside really aggressively by the Clinton campaign. So she's back. She's back, and she's not going anywhere. Big article in the New York Times today, front page, saying Jill Stein won't stop no matter who asks. People in Ms. Stein's life have implored her to abandon her bid for president, lest she throw the election to Donald Trump. I guess they're forgetting that a lot of these politicians are kind of inherently selfish. It's one of the reasons why Joe Biden isn't doing his best to help Kamala Harris right about now. Oh, by the way, I don't really see the Obamas doing a whole lot to help Kamala Harris right about now either. Do you? I mean, after that screw up telling black men that somehow they were sexist if they didn't vote for her. And then, you know, where's Michelle? I thought Michelle was going to be on the scene doing all kinds of things with her gal pal, Kamala Harris. That's not really happening. Anyway, Jill Stein, she's still in the race. And so when you look at these polls and you look at the three-way race, what you see is actually, and this is a recent NBC News poll, you see that Donald Trump is ahead. Here he is ahead by 1 point in this three-way race. And of course, new polls that have come in have suggested he's doing even better. You're seeing that at Atlas, you're seeing that at TIP, you're seeing that at the Fox poll. And they can't convince this woman to leave. So be it, okay? So she's there, she's gonna chip away. I guess Donald Trump was smart to recruit RFK Jr. over to his side of things. And the Kamala team just can't seem to do it. And so people are sitting there going, okay, well, what do I want? If I really, really want change, you know, I'm a green candidate. I'm gonna go for Jill Stein. That's like teeny little sliver, but you know, it's something, right? They might otherwise vote for Kamala Harris. And then the rest of the country, this blue wall, which is seemingly crumbling in real time, they're sitting there going, my life is not good under Kamala Harris, so they're going to vote differently.
Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years, so what are you turning the page from?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we've been burdened with the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and implemented to divide our country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other. Rhetoric and an approach to...
Guys, that worked. It worked in 2020. It's not working now because of the chart I just showed you.
Leadership that suggests that the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down instead of what we all know. The strength of leadership is based on who you lift up. The strength of an American president, which is one who understands that the vast majority of us have more in common than what separates us.
Madam Vice President, more than 70% of people
that is about turning the page on rhetoric that people are frankly exhausted of, Brett.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade, people have become... But listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president, one, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted with someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him instead of the American people. People are tired of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why? If he's
this is just so good because finally, somebody held her accountable. Just amazing.